The horrors of Halloween Horror Nights have been impacting people for many years, and today we will be starting our journey, looking back over the past 30 years of Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. Welcome everybody to the first installment of Horrifying History. My name is Michael, and this is Hallowed Thrills. In this series, we'll be taking a look back over the past year's events, icons, houses, and scare zones, and tell you the stories that go with them. Today we'll be starting off on our icons journey, as who better to start off with than John Schmidt, also known as Jack the Clown. Jack was the first original icon in the event's history, starting in the 10th year of the event, but has appeared many times since. Jack is a former circus clown and serial killer who commits murder according to his sense of humor. The base of his character is inspired by coulrophobia and the urban legends of phantom clowns who lured kids into vans to abduct them in the 80s. So many parts of his character actually come from different real-life counterparts, such as the real-life serial killer John Wayne Gacy, as well as the Batman villain, the Joker. And part of his backstory actually comes from being found inside of a carnival attraction by a film crew, and is actually related to the real-life story of the Wild West train robber, Elmer McCurdy. His backstory starts at his birth in the Shady Brook Rest Home and Sanitarium, where him and his brother Eddie were born in the late 1800s. John Schmidt was a carnival performer who was famous for pulling pranks on people at Dr. Oddfellow's Carnival of Thrills. He joined the circus after escaping a poor and abusive family, but did leave his brother Eddie behind. But Jack's dark secret was that he was a murderer who was on the run from the police for an abduction and disappearance of several small children. On Halloween 1920, after telling Dr. Oddfellow of what he had done, he was murdered by the doctor, and his body was disposed of in the Carnival's House of Horror exhibit. 60 years later, a film crew from the BBC found an old abandoned house of horrors in the Louisiana junkyard and decided to investigate there. And after turning the crank on a box labeled with the letters J-A-C-K, it exposed the decaying corpse of John Schmidt. Along with his body, the police were able to recover the 13 children that he had murdered. But in a freak accident, the box and the corpse of Jack went missing. And later, the reporter and the cameraman from the BBC were found dead in an unsolved murder. And the legend is that Jack is out there trying to get revenge on Dr. Oddfellow. In the year 2000, after the purchase of the props from the old House of Horrors by Universal, a worker decided to test the legend of Jack, and with the turn of the crank on the box, released Jack on the guests of Halloween Horror Nights. Soon after his first appearance, Jack was then caught and submitted into the Shady Brook Asylum for the criminally insane. Eventually, though, Jack found a way to escape and found records of Dr. Oddfellow's location, which then, on a very dark night, Jack finally got his revenge on his former boss and murdered Dr. Oddfellow. He then took control of Dr. Oddfellow's Dark Carnival Emporium, which then, later on down the line, he became the ringmaster of his own, now named the Carnival of Carnage. Jack then went on to return to HHN many times along with other icons and his brother Eddie. Jack has appeared at HHN 10, 11, 16, 17, where he was part of the Carnival of Carnage, 20, and most recently 25. Having appearances in 15 different houses and shows throughout those years, including Psychoscarapy Maximum Madness. So that covers the brief history and backstory of Jack the Clown. Make sure you leave a comment, tell me what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification icon to get notified whenever I post a video. And as always, I've been Michael, this has been Hallowed Thrills, and I'll see you guys next time.